Most people do not realize that the speed of your website is actually important when it comes to ranking your site on Google. In this video, I'm going to show you how to speed up your travel blog or your website so that you do not have to worry about site speed when it comes to SEO and ranking your site on Google. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you were to go to Google and type in speed, like page speed, you will be brought to a list of results. And the very first result should be pagespeed.web.dev. Click on that, all right? Next, you're going to see a space bar at the top, like an area where you can write something, and then it will say analyze. So this is where I would want to write my URL. In this case, mikeandlauratravel.com. I'm going to put the HTTPS in front of it, and I'm going to analyze it. And after I analyze it, it's going to show me some results. So as I scroll down, it's telling me my mobile speed and it's telling me my desktop speed. We want to check both, and our goal is to get it, at least in my opinion, above 60. That is where I kind of see the most discrepancy in rankings. I will see somebody that has a low site speed, below 60, that could be doing incredibly well, and after changing their site speed, it changes. So that's where I kind of come up with the 60. It's just kind of a baseline that I'm seeing with a lot of our students. Now, if you do see that your site speed is below 60, then there needs to be something done. We need to change something because Google does, regardless of what people think, Google does care about the speed of our site. If you look it up, does Google care about site speed? And you can look at what Google actually said. And it is a way to prioritize the faster sites from the slower sites. And if your site is slower, you're not going to see nearly as much results as you would if your site was fast. So what can we do about site speed? If your site is slow, what are the steps we need to take to get you from here to over there? Because believe it or not, your site speed can determine how much traffic you're getting to your blog. It sounds crazy, but it is 100% true. As soon as we helped one of our students speed up her website, I will show you right now, she went from 26,000 monthly visitors to 250,000 monthly visitors in like 2 months. So it does work, and it is important to have that kind of speed. It is very important. People will leave your site if it's not fast. So how do we change this? What is the first thing that you should do? Number one is determine if you're using the right theme. There are several themes that we recommend, but above all, if you think that your theme is slow, regardless if you think it's going to take time to improve it and change your theme and get your site set up the right way, it is worth it. I am telling you, your site speed can be the difference between a really awesome site that makes a bunch of money and a site that makes mediocre money. Okay, so the first thing, let's change your theme. Above all, the best theme to use for any type of blog is called Kadence. Kadence. Kadence, all right? You will download it. It's completely free. You do not need to pay for the upgraded version, which is another nice thing I like about Kadence. But you will download it, install it, and then set it up. That is the theme we use for our website. It is very, very, very fast, and you should have no issues with site speed if you use Kadence. Now, there may be other factors into your site speed that we will talk about, but above all, your theme matters. Kadence Best theme there is, truly. Now there are other themes out there that do pretty well as well. A few include Astra is another really good one. Generate Plus is another good one. And then another really, really good one is actually called Trellis, and it is by Mediavine, which is an ad network that some of the top travel bloggers use. Okay, so first and foremost, change your theme. Second step, another thing that might be slowing down your site, your plugins. What are you doing with 30 plus plugins on your site? You don't really need that. If you think about it, if you downloaded tons and tons and tons of apps on your phone, what's going to happen? Is it going to speed up your phone, or is it going to kind of slow down your phone? I think I know it's going to slow down your phone. And it's the exact same way with your website. So you want to make sure that your plugins are pruned. If you're like, I kind of need this plugin, I'm not really sure if I do or not, delete it. Delete the plugins you do not need. You do not need them on your site. We have depends. Like our new website that we just made, it has 3 plugins. We have another website, mybackyardkids.com, and that one has 7 plugins. There's almost no plugins. You do not need that many plugins. And the people who tell you, oh, if you get the right plugins, it's going to speed up your site. Yeah, maybe one, but not 20 plus plugins, right? Delete the plugins that you do not need and be very stingy about the plugins you do keep around on your site. So that's the second thing, your plugins. First, themes. Second, plugins. Third, what else you got going on in your site? Do you have an Instagram thread populating in your sidebar? Do you have an Instagram thread populating in your footer? Or am I seeing Instagram pictures on your website? If so, delete that. You do not need Instagram populating on your website. And there's a really good reason for that. First and foremost, we're not going to focus on Instagram. Why? Because it's a pay-to-play platform. Okay, so Instagram, pay-to-play. Yeah. Okay. And prepare for Instagram marketing to become pay-to-play. I'm thinking they wrote this a long time ago, because it's already a pay-to-play platform. What does that mean? It means that unless you're paying Instagram, you're not going to reach all the people in your followers, and you're definitely not going to reach a lot of new people either. And that they do that for a reason. They truly know that if you aren't going to pay, then where are they going to make their money? There's a reason why Facebook and Instagram together, collectively, have one of the richest people in the world as their CEO. Mark Zuckerberg. That's how they make money. Okay, so social media, it will always turn pay to play. Google, on the other hand, so far, not pay to play. I don't see it becoming pay to play. Okay, and unfortunately, social media is that way so they can make money with their platforms. Google, plenty of other ways to make money with their platform. Okay. So that's just the thing. If you have Instagram loading on your site and you see pictures from your Instagram directly on your website, delete it. Not necessary, and I highly recommend getting rid of it. It will slow down your website. The next thing I would recommend is checking out your host. Who are you hosting with? Because the truth is, your host matters. Now, if you're just starting out, I started out with my blog on Bluehost up until I got to Mediavine. And actually, I did it past Mediavine, because at the time, when we were joining Mediavine, it was at 25,000 sessions, so we were able to join pretty quickly. But as soon as we hit 50 or 60,000 monthly readers on our website, I thought, you know what, Bluehost might not be able to handle this. they've got a lot going on. I'm going to move it to a different host. So I moved it to Big Scoots. Okay, so our websites, they hang out on Bluehost until they reach a certain amount of traffic, and then we move them to Bluehost. And that's what I would recommend for you as well. Your host doesn't have to slow down your website. We had like I said, we had our travel blog on Bluehost for a very long time, and I still got 90 plus on all of our site speed analytics. So it's not necessarily Bluehost's fault all the time, but it can be a factor. Okay. Again, if you're new, I do recommend Bluehost. I'll put a link in the description below. But if you have a website that has some traffic, maybe you're making some money from it, then you can reinvest and maybe transfer your website to a different host. It's pretty dang easy. It really doesn't take anything other than directing your website to new servers, and that's it. So it's pretty easy, but you can do that later on, and it could or should speed up your website. The next thing I want to talk about when it comes to site speed are your photos. Are your photos loading quickly? Are they big file sizes? And you know, when I'm talking about this, a lot of people might think, wow, this is way over my head. What do you mean picture size? And I get it. I get it. Picture size, image files, all this crap. Like, what does it really mean? And is it really that important? It is. Believe it or not, your file sizes, your images, I'm going to go to our website right now, but your images actually do matter, because this image could load in 1 second, whereas a PNG file might load in 7 seconds. It matters based on the size of your picture. And a lot of people really shy away from changing their images because they say, well, I want my image to be as clear as possible, and I really care about my image quality. Well, the cool thing is you can still have pictures that have smaller file sizes, but still have really, really good quality. They're still high quality images. And so you need to think about that, because are you going to risk the number of people on your website for the quality of the image when really people don't care that much? I never go to a website and think, wow, this is an ugly picture. Unless it's like a photographer website, then yeah, I get it. But if you're a travel blogger, I mean, this is perfectly fine. Why do we need to have really, really sharp images and the most beautiful images? You don't. You just need to be able to describe what you're talking about. So something I actually recommend is to install a plugin that's called Short Pixel. Okay, and I'll show you it right here. Short Pixel. Okay, so this is it, Short Pixel Image Optimizer. Now, in order to use this, you will actually have to sign up on Short Pixel. It's shortpixel.com. I'll leave a link in the comments, but then you sign up. If you use our link, I think you get like, I don't even know how many free images, but you get free images. And what it's going to do is it's going to, again, make it so that your image sizes are much smaller. All right, and that is important because it loads faster when the image sizes are smaller. So I recommend having this plugin. I recommend signing up. It's, again, you can do it for free. I think they give you 100 images a month for free. And then from there, if you need to upgrade, I would do the, well, I'll show you because here we are. But we'll go to plans and pricing, and then I would do one-time images. That way it never runs out, and I would do this 10,000 images. That's what I would do. Or if the 30,000 works as well, and you save some money. But it's a one-time payment, and then you get 30,000 images that are optimized for site speed. And the next thing I want to talk about that definitely affects your site speed are any sliders that you might have on your website. So I'll show you an example. In the header, if you have a video, if you have an image that's constantly changing, anything that is more complex than just an image, you are risking your site speed. Okay, and so I do recommend taking off any sliders. Keep your website simple. Some of our most successful students have the simplest websites, and it's honestly incredible to see their success, because a lot of people look at their site and say, wow, that'll never go anywhere. But it does, because you don't need to have this massively fancy website in order to make money from it. You just need a fast website with great content, and that's it. So I recommend, if you have a slider on your website, take it off. It is not worth it. In addition, if you have any ads running on your site, like Google Ads or Ezoic or Monumetric, those I would really think twice about having on your site. And here's why. Because again, you are risking site speed, especially with Google Ads. Google AdSense. If you have Google AdSense on your site and you are earning a couple of pennies or a couple dollars each month, that is not worth your site speed, because you're just going to turn around and spend it on someone who can optimize your site for speed, and I don't think it's worth it. So in my opinion, take off any ads on your site unless they are Mediavine ads. She Media is okay. AdThrive, any of the site or any of the ad networks that are for higher volume websites, you're good there. Any others, again, Ezoic and AdSense, those are two of the biggest culprits for slow site speed, and I recommend taking them off your site until you can reach a level where you're earning enough in traffic to join a good ad network like Mediavine, AdThrive, again, any of the top ad networks. Now, these are just ways to speed up your site for free. If you really love your site, really love it, and you are interested in speeding up your website, but you don't want to really change all that much, there is another way that you can speed up your site. I actually paid someone on Fiverr to speed up our site a long time ago, and she was phenomenal. Again, I can leave her information in the description below. But you can hire someone to speed up your site, and you do have to monitor it, because sometimes it will go down. And so if you do that, you take that line of action, it's more so a band-aid covering up the site speed, but it's still worth it as far as getting your site the way it should be, at least for now. Until you can figure it out in a better way, you can pay someone to speed up your site. And I did that through Fiverr. Again, I'll leave her contact information. I believe her name is Marilo, and she's fantastic, and she did an excellent job with my site. I hired her about more than a year ago. I hired her in April of 2021, and to this day, you saw it, our site speed is pretty dang good. And so that's what I would recommend for your website as well, if you don't want to monkey around with everything and you just want to pay someone to do it and be done with it. On the other hand, you can also just do it yourself, maybe save a little bit of money. But what you can do is download the plugin that's called WP Rocket. Okay, WP Rocket. Sign up. I believe it's like, I don't even know what the pricing is, but it will speed up your site. And that is what we use on our site. But Marito from Fiverr actually put it on our site for us. So she did everything there. But that is an option if you are looking to speed up your site and you don't necessarily want to spend a bunch of time, or you don't really want to change a lot with your site. That's another way to do it. Alright, so those are the ways that you can speed up your site. Believe it or not, it is important for SEO on your website. Yes, site speed is part of SEO. Most people think SEO and they think, oh, how you write your blog posts and keywords and things like that. Yeah, SEO is that, but it's a lot more than that, including site speed. So you definitely want your site speed to be up to where it should be, so you can rank on Google and give Google no reason to dislike you. I hope this was helpful. helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and we will talk soon. See you later.